Hey guys, welcome back to Surreal Beauty. We're back with another video. I'm super excited because today I'm going to change the tone up a bit on my message today and what I want to share. And so, obviously, based on the title, you can kind of guess, but I'm going to talk a bit more about my experience working in the adult entertainment industry. The reason for me wanting to bring this book back to life, because I think it's very important. It's my first book that I've published, so I'm super proud of the work that I've done. But I also think that it's important for us to remember where we come from, our story, how we started, how we got it out the mud. And so my book, The Birth of Treasure, was the beginning of me finding myself and embarking on this path of entrepreneurship and things like that. And so lately in this entrepreneurship world, it has been a lot of learning, a lot of growing, expanding, networking, and connecting. And I've noticed that the connecting part, the networking part, is definitely one of the most fulfilling parts of this world that I'm in. And just recently, I had a pop up shop event. So I was selling my books, selling lingerie. And if you don't know, definitely check on my website, Surreal Beauty by Tiffany. The link is below. Check it out. Be sure to subscribe. But yes, it was definitely a success. The turnout was great. I actually sold way more books than I thought, and the reaction from the buyers was actually really amazing. So much so that I'm setting up an event to have a book signing, doing a Q&A. I definitely want to do some live streaming. Again, if you want to find out more information, be sure to subscribe to my email to stay more in the loop of what's going on. Nevertheless, I wanted to take the time to submit 4 questions that was highly requested, and that was asked, and I thought it would be cool to write, to create this cute, this quick little video answering the questions that maybe you may be curious about. I guess like when you yourself are in the mix, you don't realize from the outside looking in how curious or questions others may have. So I definitely am here to answer questions, and definitely, my information is below, so you can always email me if you don't want to leave a comment. Let's get to it. But before we get into the questions, this is The Birth of Treasure, my first baby. Definitely get your copy at Surreal Beauty. It's also available on Amazon. If you want the link to Amazon, I can definitely send that over. But yes, it's available on my website. Be sure to get your copy. She's a beaut. But yes, so obviously I have previous videos where I talk about working in the adult industry. I know a lot of my content isn't based on that. However, I feel like I will definitely talk more about my experiences, especially as it's requested. So I have 4 questions that written down that were highly requested that I noticed that were being asked the most. And so the first question was, what was escorting like? What is that world like? And honestly, I'm sure everyone's experience will be different. But for my experience, I would say it was empowering in the sense where I was able to learn how to hustle. I was able to put on that business hat and learn how to negotiate, use like the art of seduction, using my abilities to come to an understanding or a common agreement with the party that I was involved with, and getting the number that I felt I deserved. And so it definitely wasn't a skill that I had when I first got in the industry. To be honest, when I first got into it, I was very nervous, very shy to negotiate or even ask for a lot of money. I didn't know like the art and the finesse of that. But as I took more time and I got more integrated, I guess that's the better word, I learned how to, negotiate better deals. I just learned how to think smarter, not harder. And that for me, I mean, there's so many other aspects of it, of this world, but for me, that I would say that was the most impactful part of it, is hustling and making your money. And if you are good at what you do, that money can look really nice in that bank account. So I would say, as far as like what it's like, it's like running your own business. You call the price, you call the shots. You say what goes, you say what doesn't go. So you have that power and the control. You create your schedule. You say what you're willing, what you're willing to not do. You have your limits. You basically run the show, and you get paid a pretty penny for it. So I feel like, it's pretty dope. So yeah. Um, any pressure? So that was question number 1. So number two was any pressures or challenges. Very much so. I would say the biggest challenge for me, to be honest, was I'm a very to myself kind of person. So it was kind of difficult dealing, being around different energies. Let's just say that. Having to cleanse your energy constantly to clear out your space, clear out, and so that you can stay in alignment and balance with yourself and your energy. So I would say that was probably one of the most struggles. Physically, in the sense of, I guess when you really have to wear that mask, and really put on put that business hat on and that foot forward, and that is who you embody when you are working. You know, you are not the personal you, you are the working you. So being able to differentiate that and have a distinction between the two can be very difficult, not for everyone, but I know that that was something that I did struggle a bit, especially in the beginning. That was the second one. The third question was, what was my most favorite, most and least favorite? I would say my most favorite was making the bucks, right? My least favorite is, again, being around the different energies. I'm super sensitive to it. I'm honestly, it's like a contradiction. If anyone who knows me personally, that I even got into this world a little bit, but honestly, I would say the different energies, things like that. Um, and then the last one was, what were any takeaways from the experience? And honestly, it was to really love myself, to accept myself, and whatever it is that I decided to do with myself in my life, that was totally okay as long as I wasn't hurting anyone else or inflicting harm or pain upon the next person. So for me, it was like, whether I decide to do this or not anymore, I'm still a person worthy of love, respect, and all of those things. And regardless. So I feel like I definitely did go through a stage where I was just like, I don't know, how will this make me look, right? Because we're always so concerned about how we look, but you know, real recognize real, and you got to go get it somehow. So honestly, I can be grateful, and fortunately, I can look back and look at the past of what it was and move on forward with the new hat on. But yes, the experience, I would never take it away for anything, and I'm just grateful for the things that I've learned. Again, I hope that cured some of your curiosities. I have so much more scoop coming in. Again, don't forget to get your copy of The Birth of Treasure. She is available on my website and on Amazon, but definitely get your copy on Surreal Beauty. Link is below. Make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned. See you guys soon.